Hey everybody. Today I want to talk about our hombre. No, I didn't say hombre like in the Western movies. He's a good hombre. I'm talking about our hombre. This is our hombre. I know just about all of you, if not all of you, have seen this before, and many of you probably know what it's all about. But it struck me today or this week that maybe some people don't. What is this hombre? Well, it's a container. And in it, we have what we call consecrated elements. These are consecrated wafers. This is consecrated wine. And these are other consecrated wafers that are gluten-free, because we have some people who have gluten intolerance in our community. In other words, this is the body and blood of Christ. Now, I hope you noticed that I had to use a key to open this. The hombre is kept locked, and the key is kept in a separate and secure place throughout the week. Only on Sundays, or at times when I need to get into the hombre, will we bring the key in here and unlock it. Now, why do we do this? Because it is the body and blood of Christ. These are sacred items. Now, this brings up the topic of, well, what do we believe this wafer, what do we believe this wine turns into? We are not Roman Catholics, so we don't believe in transubstantiation. It doesn't become literally the body and blood of Christ, but we do subscribe to the theology of real presence. In other words, Christ is truly present in the bread and the wine. It is transformed in that sense. And because it is transformed, because it does contain the real presence of Christ, we treat it just as reverently as the Roman Catholic Church does. That's why it's locked. So nobody can get to this consecrated bread and wine and desecrate it. I'm very intentional about this. I make sure that the key is never left in the lock, and the key is never placed in the lock too early. It's only in there on Sundays when I'm around. Now, the hombre traditionally has also contained other things like letters and other sacred objects, but at Nativity, and in most churches, most Episcopal churches I've been around, only consecrated bread and wine is kept in here. Now also, you'll notice we have over here a candle, and the candle is lit. It's kind of dim at this point, but it is lit. This signifies, anytime this candle is lit, it signifies that consecrated bread and wine are contained in the hombre. Now, for our purposes, this means it's lit literally 364 days a year. We keep consecrated bread and wine in there for two purposes. Primarily this. Very frequently, several times a week, I will take communion to our parishioners and sometimes friends of parishioners who are either in the hospital or are homebound. And I use what we call reserve sacrament, this consecrated bread and wine, for that purpose. Also, in the event that we misjudge how much bread or how much wine to consecrate on a Sunday, if we need a little more, we can go to this reserve sacrament and use that on Sundays. Now, at some places you might have seen a container that is on the altar itself. When a container is on the altar itself that contains the elements, the consecrated bread and wine, it's called a tabernacle. Many Roman Catholic churches have a tabernacle on their altar, and even a few Episcopal churches do as well. So now you have some idea about what this hombre is all about. And by the way, it's spelled A-U-M-B-R-Y. I hope you find this interesting, and I also hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday.